Hey guys, it's Brad. So I'm going to do an updated video here this is for 2025 for retiring manufactured home titles in Georgia. I did another video about this and there's been an update to the process. So I wanted to share that with you here. The couple of changes to the process as of 2025. I want to say they rolled this out in June. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was in June because there was a little bit of a gap. I do a lot of these, but I think the last one I finished was before that, and then I just did two more in the past 2 weeks with the new process. I actually just finished one up this morning, actually. So a couple changes. One of the changes is that, which let me stop and say, there's still got a lot of room to fix this. It's still a just convoluted process. Some of this doesn't make any sense to me, even with the changes, but regardless, as it sits today, new changes. As always, you have to submit the T234 form to the clerk of court first, and then they're going to record that to the clerk, or to the property records, to the deed records. So they're going to record basically a memorandum or an affidavit, and they're going to reference the legal description of the property so that if you ever go to sell that property in the future, when the title company or the closing attorney is doing a title search on it, this will show up in that title search records as being related to that particular property. So what you have to, what you used to have to do is actually physically take the T234s, whether you have one or multiples. If you have a double wide, you're going to have two of them. You're going to have one for each side, one for each VIN number. Because with a double wide, you have two VIN numbers, and for a single wide, you have one VIN number. Triple wide, you have three. So you're going to have three of them for a triple wide. So historically, you would take that down in person to the clerk of court's office and submit it to them. They would record it. In some cases, you would get it back that same day right there. They would do it right there. Some of the counties maybe are a little bit busier, and it might be a day or two or a few hours before they can get you those signed copies back. And I'm going to show you here. I've got them. These are the ones I just finished this morning. So on this one, this is basically when you get it back, right here, you need to get this part signed at the bottom. This is what matters. So when you submit it to them, this part's going to be blank right here, and then this part right here is going to be blank. So once it's recorded, this right here shows the deed book and page where the clerk recorded it to reference this particular file. And then down at the bottom, they're going to certify and sign it. They're going to do a signature. Some counties, they'll do they'll do their notary stamp, and others don't. I don't know that it actually has to be stamped. I think it's just signed by the deputy clerk. So either way, once you've gone to the clerk of courts and recorded it, which they do charge you a fee to record these, then you're going to walk these copies over to the tag office or the tax commissioner's office once they've been signed and stamped by the clerk, and then you're going to finish up the process. You're going to take these along with the titles to the manufactured home. In this case, they've included a copy of the title here. You're surrendering the original titles, and if you're watching this and you don't have the titles, well, guys, guess what? That's the hard part, is actually getting replacement titles. So you need replacement titles, or you need a certificate of title, or two of them in the case of a double wide. You're going to need these in the name of whoever the landholder. If you're retiring this and doing a certificate of permanent location, the owner name on the titles needs to match the owner name on the land. Whoever owns the land, it needs to be the same person. And on your T234 form, there's a spot for that. So it's going to show the landowner name, and then also the owner name of the manufactured home. So you're going to need to submit that. They need to be the same. And if you don't have them, then that's the hard part, is getting the replacement titles and getting them switched over and all that stuff. And that's another video for another day. That's a whole nother topic. That's the hard part, guys. Retiring the titles is the easy part. Okay, so with the new process, now you have to submit those online through GSCCCA. So I'm going to show you how to do that here. Log in. Okay, so you need to set up an account with the GSCCCA Clerk of Courts. You need to go to e-filing. So this is separate from your search thing. So you're going to need to register and set up an account. It doesn't cost anything. It's free to set it up. But once you set it up, you need to set up a login for the e-filing portal. As you can see here, I am logged into my e-filing portal. I'm sharing my screen with you, and these are the most recent ones. You can see I got one of them rejected, and I'm going to share with you this. So let's go over this one here. Scott Brown, that was one of the ones I just retired. This is a property that I own that I purchased a few months ago. So we're going to click on that. And as you can see here, you're going to submit a request. This is kind of what it looks like afterwards. And I only paid a $25 fee on this. Pickens County, the reason they rejected me is they say I needed to submit a separate filing for each side. Scott Brown, I just submitted like one PDF file with 2 pages in it for the T234 form. So it's basically 2 separate pages. I submitted that. And they accepted it and signed them and everything. I also, there's a section to put a note to the clerk in here. So I said, this is T234, Side and A to retire the manufactured home titles for 4250 Scott Brown Road, Fairmount, Georgia. I also gave them the legal description just to make their life easier. I mean, they can go look it up, but just to make their life easier, I gave them the legal description, land lot 41, District 23, blah, blah, blah. And then I put in a note and said, I'll need the bottom of these signed by the clerk, and I'll come pick up the copies when they're complete so I can take them over to the tax commissioner's office to complete the retirement. When they're completed and signed, you can call me at, there's my phone number. So anyways, I submitted that. They had no problems with it. Now, Pickens rejected me and made me submit it again and submit 2 requests in which I had to pay $50, one for each side. So whatever, I tried it, the single page, and I got away with it in Gordon County, but Pickens County nabbed me. So I had to pay an extra $25. So it's $25 per side. I submitted those. Let me do a new filing, kind of walk you through this. So we're going to do type of filing. We're going to do real estate deeds, liens, plats. And I'm just going to pick, Chattooga County. It doesn't really matter. And then we're going to go here, and this is going to be a deed affidavit is what you're going to file. It's a $25 fee. We're going to click continue, and then you're going to say test packet. And then we're going to say Chattooga County. I'm just picking a county. We're going to do add new filing. And then we're going to instrument type. We're going to do deed affidavit. And then, or you can do deed other. You can either do deed other, deed. I did deed affidavit. I think deed other or deed affidavit, it's the same thing. And then I just picked side A. So I'm going to submit that file, and I'm going to click upload right here. And as you can see, upload complete, and it's got the e-package summary. And then I'm going to click next right here. And then I'm going to put the property owner. I'm going to say Arbor View Properties LLC, which is the name of this is the owner who owns the property, the real property, the land. I'm going to click there, and then I'm going to enter my little note. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to put that note in there. I'm not going to submit this in this case because I don't want to have to pay for it, but we're going to go cancel package. We're going to say yes, cancel package. Okay, so if the next step you would take when you're doing it, it's going to basically take you to hey, we can't process this unless you pay it. It's going to take you to a payment page. You can pay by credit card. You can do an e-check, all the things. And then as soon as you pay it, it's going to go ahead and submit it, and then it will show up in this little area here, this tracker. So it'll say, like, while it's still waiting, it'll say status, like pending or some processing or something. I don't remember exactly. And then once they accept it, you'll get an email notification, and it'll say accepted here. Okay, so once it's accepted, then you're going to want to obviously go get the physical copies from the clerk, and then you're going to take those over to the tax commissioner's office along with the physical titles, and you're going to say, hey, I need to finish retiring these. Here's the signed T234s. Here's the titles. Here you go. And then they're going to process that. They're going to charge you, if it's a double wide, it'll be $36, so $18 per VIN number. And then the other change to the process is that you will walk out of the office with one of these. So let me switch my camera back here. So you're going to walk out of the office with this right here, this title canceled to real property. You used to have to wait 6 to 8 weeks to get this in the mail from the Georgia Department of Revenue, and that would take forever. In the cases of where you're trying to sell a property, every minute counts, time is ticking, and now you get to walk out with this, which is nice. I also discovered a little hack recently. I don't know why I never noticed this before, but when I went to get replacement titles, here is when you get a replacement title, before it comes in the mail, you're going to get one of these receipts. They're going to print this out for you at the tag office. In this case, for this was I was getting replacement titles down at the Welcome All Road tag office down by the airport off Camp Creek Parkway. If you need same day replacement titles, if you go to the Camp Creek Parkway office, they can print you out replacement titles right there on the spot, and you can walk out with them in your hand. Okay, but in my case, I still had to transfer those replacement titles over to my company name, so I had to then go to the Pickens County tag office, which I don't know why that they don't do this, but in order to transfer titles to a manufactured home, you have to go to the county in which the manufactured home sits. You cannot do a title transfer to a manufactured home at the Welcome All Road tag office. You can do a car there, a motor vehicle, a car, a trailer, whatever. They'll let you transfer those for any county in the state of Georgia. But for some reason, they won't let you do manufactured home titles at the state tag office at Welcome All Road. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why can you do cars and all that other stuff, but I can't do a manufactured home there? So you actually have to, if you're transferring the title to another name, you got to fill out the MV1 form, and you've got to take a bill of sale, and you've got to go to the county in which the property is, the manufactured home is located, whatever county it's located, and not where you live, but where the manufactured home is located. You have to go to that county. And if they tell you otherwise, they're wrong. You have to go to the county in which the manufactured home is located in order to transfer title. So anyways, when I went and got the replacement titles, one thing I noticed was that on this thing, there is a title number line right here. Let me see it. See if you can see it on the camera. Title number. On that title number, that is the title number. So that's the one that you put on the T234. So in this case, this was for the replacement title, so this is not the correct title number. When I transferred the titles, I got another one of these from the Pickens County tag office. It looked just like this, but just changing to a different name. And it had a new title number on it, which is the title number that I used to fill out the T234 form. So once I got the titles and I knew that they were on the way, because you're going to have to wait for them to come in the mail once you transfer them. It takes about, in my experience, about 10 days, 10 actual physical days to get them in the mail. For some reason, I've done multiples of these. It always comes like on the 10th day for some reason. I don't know why. Not business days, but like actual physical days. Maybe because I do them on like a Friday. I usually do them on, for some reason, I don't know why I do this, but I always do them on Fridays. For some reason, I've historically done them on Fridays. So they come 10 days later, typically 7 to 10 days. And once you've got the physical title in your mail, you can take that and the T234 and go retire it at the tag office. So the newest change is you're getting the certificate of permanent location printed out on the spot when you leave, which is great. In my opinion, that certificate of permanent location is the document that should be getting filed with the clerk, not the T230. The T234 form is literally just an application for that title canceled to real property document. I don't understand why they want you to record that one. They should make you record the title canceled to real property, because let me get back to that document here. Where's the file from today? God, I'm all kind of mixed up here, aren't I? Oh, here it is. Duh. It's on the back. So this says, this is, what is the purpose of this? This is certified that the 2000 Fleetwood Carriage Manor was registered with the Department of Division in the name of Arborview Properties under title number blah, blah, blah. As requested, the title number was canceled on September 29th because the vehicle was declared real estate. This is just my opinion. This should be what gets recorded with the clerk, not the other document. I don't know why they do that, why you have to go to the clerk first and then do the other thing. And also, the state should improve this process where once you go do this, then the tax commissioner sends this document over to the clerk and has it recorded for you, so you don't have to walk to two different places, especially being that now this is all done electronically through GSCCCA and not having to physically go do it now. So I don't understand why they do that. So hopefully, I'm working on trying to get a meeting with my new senator for the Georgia General Assembly. I should be getting a new senator. There's a runoff, I think, this week or something for a new senator for my district. And I'm trying to get a meeting with that new person. I'm in Brandon Beach. I was in Brandon Beach's district. And I was trying to get a meeting with him, and I had emailed his staff multiple times, and we had been communicating, and then he got called to Washington and got a job in Washington. So then his spot is being filled. So back to the drawing board for me. But I'm trying to take these changes to the legislator to get them to fix them, because it has a lot to be desired. So anyways, those are changes to the process. I mean, I guess it is a little bit better. It still seems kind of redundant that you e-file them, but you still have to go to the clerk of courts and pick up the documents to bring them to the tax commissioner's office. So you're still making the trip to the clerk of courts anyways. Why they can't electronically send them over to the tax commissioner, I don't understand it. I guess it makes life easier for them, maybe, but either way, the clerk is recording it, whether they get it in an electronic form or you hand them the copy and they record it. They're still recording it, and you're still physically going to the clerk of courts. So, it didn't. That didn't accomplish anything. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then again, like I said, this should be what gets recorded, not the other document. So, I don't know, but either way. Thanks again for watching this video, and I've got an entire course that I built about manufactured homes in the state of Georgia. I even go into getting the replacement titles, which is the hard part. So stay tuned and watch that. All right. Thanks again, guys. Bye.